Alright, this video covers the Wago IO Pro programming guide for creating a function block, and it creates a programming example of a lamp function block. Go ahead and get started here. Click on File, New, and we're going to be programming a 750-841. If you go to the Visualizations tab and enable web visualizations for this example. And I want my program PLC-PRG to be a ladder. And then I'm going to add my function block. I'm going to right click on the POU area and click and add an object. And it's a function block, a structure text. I'm going to call this lamp underscore FB. And this function block has a integer input. I'm going to call that lamp status. And it has an output, which is a boolean. I'm going to call that lamp. And a timer on delay, which is going to be called a lamp flasher. And we're going to set up our lamp flasher here. And if you recall, you can use the input assistant for this. It's a little bit more user-friendly. This example, I'm just going to demonstrate how you can quickly type things in. And this is a case statement, depending on the value of this integer that we're passing here. We're going to execute some code. So in the case that lamp status is 0, I'm going to set lamp to false. If it's a 1, we will set lamp status to true. And if it's a 2, we're going to make it flash. And the way we're going to do this, we utilize our lamp flasher elapsed time. So when this is lamp flasher is counting, it's going to count all the way till 2 seconds, at which point, if you recall, the Q will go true, which will disable the lamp flasher, and at which point it will start counting again. So this is going to just keep counting to 2 and then start over again. And that value that it's actually counting is the elapsed time we're going to use in this evaluation. So when this half the time it'll be counting, it'll be less than 1, which will be a true statement here, and the other half the time it'll be more than 1, which will be a false statement. So that'll basically force the lamp to blink. And we can also have an else statement with our case. So if the lamp status is not a 0 or 1 or a 2, we're going to set the lamp to false. And we just want to end our case here. So that's a real simple function block here. Go ahead and familiarize yourselves with what this is doing here. And now we want to set up some variables in our main program. So if I go to PLC PRG and I want to create a status, and then I want to define a instance of our function block. And I'm going to go to Resources tab and right click on KBus. I'm going to add our cards. Got a 402, which is a digital input, and a 504, which is a digital output. And this will vary depending on the cards that you have in your particular node. This happens to be a demonstration for the demo node. And I want to assign variable names for my first 2 digital outputs. I'm going to call that my lamp and my lamp 1. My lamp 2 is actually a little bit more clear. Alright, I'm going to go back to our PLC PRG and I'm going to insert a box with enable. I'm going to change that to lamp underscore FB. And you can see that it recognized that this is a function and the lamp status is input and the lamp boolean is our output. And I'm going to define this to the lamp 1 that we declared at the top here, and our lamp status, I'm going to tie to that integer, and the output I'm going to tie to my lamp. Alright, so at this point we're ready to do our visualization. Click on the Visualizations tab and create a new one. I'm going to call this PLC Visu. And alright, I'm going to create an object here. I'm going to click on the square, double click on the square, and I'm going to type in lamp 1, and I'm going to put that at the top of the box, and I'm going to click the circle, create a circle here, double click on the circle, and if you go to colors, I'm going to make the inside a dark green and the alarm color a light colored green, and go to variables, and I can change the color based on a variable, and you can use the input assistant here, or you can, if you recall the name of the variable, you can use that too. Global variables are start with a period, and if it's a program you would just type in the program name and then period. So I'll tie that to my lamp, and then I'm going to enter a input box below. Go to the text and type status here, and I'm going to use the %s identifier, and this is basically the software sees the %s and allows you to display a variable using the text display field. So if I type in PLC PRG, which is the name of our POU, it's going to, as soon as I hit period, it'll show me what variables are available there, and I'm going to tie that to status. And I'm going to allow an input here. I'm going to restrict the input to 0, 2, which are the values that will make the light blink. And at this point, we should be ready to compile our PLC PRG program. We're going to click on Project and Build, and you can see we have 0 arrows and 0 warnings, which is good. Click on Line, we're going to go to Simulation Mode, and we're going to log in. Notice we're not running, so we need to run the processor. You can do that with an F5 on the keyboard also. And you can see here with status is 0, our lamp is off, which is the expected result. If you recall, when it's a 0, it's false, when it's a 1, it's true, and when it's a 2, it's going to flash with a 2-second duty cycle. I'm going to go ahead and click on the 0, I'm going to make that a 1, hit enter, and you can see the light turned on. I'm going to make that a 2, and you can see we're blinking here. So our program is working. And I'm going to quickly stop the processor and log out. I just want to show you real quickly how easy it is to leverage these function blocks. So we already have a function block that will control a lamp. I'm going to go ahead and create another rung in our ladder diagram, and I'm going to declare another instance of our lamp function block, and I'm going to insert another box with enable. I'm going to tie this to lamp 2 I've just defined here. I'm going to tie that to status, and we're going to use the my lamp 2, which is the second output on our digital output card that we declared here. So now you can see we've reused our code here, and we've doubled the functionality of our program. And I'm just going to cut and paste another function block here, and I'm going to tie this to my lamp 2, and I'm going to go online with that and run it. Alright, now we're going to download this program to a PLC and access it through a web browser. So I'm going to take it out of simulation mode, and I've already set up the communication parameters, so I'm just going to log in here. And I want to make sure we run the processor. And then I'm just going to go to a web browser and navigate to the IP address for our PLC. Go to WebVisu, and here you can see it's deployed the visualization through a standard Java enabled web browser.